camera just fell over. Had to fix that. Okay, we are live. We are live. I'm going to put the silly Baldur's Gate ambience on. I think it's gonna be very, 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 very fitting for what's it called? I just I went to a Ren fair on Saturday, and I am going to enjoy talking about that when I get to talk about that. I have my AC remote here. Yes, I do. I'm like worried about it getting like kind of like cold. I get hot very easily, but I get cold very easily too. And it's not fun. Um. Okay, so I've redone a little bit of the background so that way we can just focus on starting to blur things out because I do have work tomorrow at 9:30 in the morning, and arguably I should not be doing a late night stream, but in my defense, I only found out that I was gonna work 9:30 in the morning, like, as I was leaving work today. And I was like, yeah, sure, I can come in at 9:30 in the morning. Like, I guess that's fine. So, like, um, I've done, like, worse before. Like, far worse. This is also still a smidge loud. But very happy, very happy. I'm, let's see, I'm excited to talk about Ren Fair because I had a lot of fun. I'd post pictures, but, it's a little, how should I say, it's mildly doxing because it's, like, right outside my house. Not right outside my house, but, like, so unbelievably close it's not even funny. But yeah, literally just outside the neighborhood. Anyways, I don't think I'm gonna bother rendering too much on the stuff back here. I think on the bushes at the very least, I'll go ahead and add like some shading on there. Just cause like they're a lot closer to the viewer. So I'm gonna do that. I can't wait to talk about shenanigans. Because honestly, what else do what if not shenanigans? What else are we doing here? Actually, you know what I should do? I should like there'll be like pockets of like color and shading. I think this will give it a little bit more like depth and volume. I'm still trying to figure out how to like in a very like non-detailed way paint bushes. I think this is a decent enough way to experiment with that. I hope at least. I didn't say that's like looking good. Again, this is all like supposed to be pretty blurry. I probably could have used a different shaped brush, all things considered, huh? But it is okay. It is okay. We'll try that. I think that looks good enough, though. I'll learn some new techniques here and there. I'm like self-taught for a reason. And you can tell I just like literally don't know what I'm doing, like at all. I just know that whatever it is, it works. And then add. I'm gonna put this as our second color. Actually, I want to be able to come back to this color. This is what we're gonna do for like most of our luminance, right? It's gonna be like a nice golden yellow. And then we actually don't want too much of it, so we're going to. It's not quite golden and shimmery enough. Oh, yeah, actually, that would be why, because I have it under the wrong layer. There we go. Sort of that, like, leaf dappled look, that's what I'm going for. I don't actually know how to do it, I'm just, like, guessing. Because I have a leaf dapple brush, and arguably I should be using it. But, you know, just to keep things from looking a little bit too samey, I'm gonna go ahead and just this. I'll use the leaf dapple brush for like everything that's going to be like up here, because again, that's going to be like actually like, you know. I'll go ahead and usually sing on stream. It's a good thing no one's here. Okay, yeah, if we blur that out, it'll look just about right, so... nope. Just, again, just scatter these out. I'm getting way more into, like, this whole, like, being able to, like, draw on the effects yourself kind of thing, rather than having a brush for it. It's kind of nice! Kind of liberating in a sense, I won't lie. And then we had like some stuff like sort of on the inside, just kind of like that. Let's see, when I got into work today, that was hilarious. Someone was actually trying to like get me to like ask for someone to come up to the front counter before I had even clocked in. What happened was there was no one there, and this lady, she sees me in my uniform obviously, but I don't really have like my hat on or anything, and she's like, hey, can you help me? I'm like, no, I'm off the clock, like, or you know, we're not allowed to work off the clock. And she's like, yeah, but you know, I look over, literally like front counter is empty. I just have to like walk over and be like, guys, like where are you? There's a customer here. So my manager came out, at least, but it was just like, man. I found out why, though. It seems like today was a little bit of a scramble for everyone at the store, which is kind of funny. I'll figure out the whole gradient thing after the fact, just because it's gonna be a little bit tough. What was I gonna do? I was gonna put shading on these trees, that's right. So, I wanna get here now. I wanna make sure that these are still gonna look in the background, so I'm still just gonna be like painting and not really focusing too hard on making like very distinct and apparent wood grain. Because, yes. I don't know why the cadence on that sentence felt so off. And I'll add some, just not too much. And then... let's see. Oh, and commissions are coming back. I'm particularly excited. Actually, you know what? Real quick, before I forget, I am actually going to be annoying and edit something. I completely forgot to put a refund policy, so I'm gonna do that real quick. That's all I wanted to change. I had to come up with a bunch of different rules for commissions. I didn't mean to do that on stream. It's just like, I should probably do that before I forget kind of thing. Commissions are coming back. That's what I call my commissions, because marketing and being cheeky is popular right now, or so I'm led to believe. So that's gonna be popping up, which is really exciting. I haven't had commissions open in so long. It's kind of incredible to think about, like, it coming back. I seriously doubt I'm gonna get a lot of online customers. I have a good feeling I'll get like a few in-person customers, actually, because I will be updating my sheet for the game store, which is pretty neat, I would say. I'm gonna treat these like locks of hair. We're going to do like that kind of thing, just to give it like way more distinction, right? Like, distinction is good, especially when like we're just working with like solid colors. We gotta make it look real and believable. Or once again, so I'm told. Yeah, I'm excited for commissions to be reopening. Again, not trying to anticipate too much. It's a very like dumb, stupid thing to be excited about, in a sense, I think. Like, oh, I can't wait for people to pay me to do art. No, that's like not what it is. It's just kind of exciting to throw my hat back into the ring. I've had it closed for a while, but as we saw today from the art post, all my class hit die stickers are done at last. Oh my god, it took so long. I'm so happy with how they all look. I think there's definitely some I probably could have done like a better job on. I'm gonna say that like right off the bat. Like, well, they're not all bangers, but they're good enough. They're good enough for me. But that's kind of all it is. I can't wait. I'm gonna order them off of stream. Didn't see too much interest online for the hit die stickers. I'm gonna check Rose Discord again, because I did put it there under self-promo. But yeah, doesn't seem like there's anything, so I'll be ordering 12 sheets each total, for a total of 24. So that way 2 can go, no. The math will work out in my head somehow. Point being, I know Biba wants a sheet, so definitely gonna get him one. I want my own stickers, so I got myself one. So those are like 4 out of the 24 allocated. So that means there will be 20 left for vending purposes. Yes, so I did have that right in my head. I think it will go something like that, right? But yeah, I'm so excited. I meant to order them today after work, but then we ended up going out for dinner pretty soon, and I was just like, okay. Nothing. It can wait. I kind of doubt that it's gonna get here by July 3rd. That is when the next art walk is. So, I'll put a request off just in case, I guess. And, I guess I'll put like I guess I'll just like let my manager know, like, hey, I don't know for sure if I'm gonna get a spot on this or not. But I'm so excited. All it is just like, it sucks. The whole thing about doing the art walk is that it kind of sucks that they only do this like once a month. So if I miss July, I have to wait till August, which blows. I'm just like, I want to get in as soon as possible. Maybe they have express shipping. Maybe they have express shipping on the stickers, and I can like bank on that. Hopefully. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm just so happy to be done. I have all my vending supply that I want. I'm gonna take note of everything. I'm gonna keep track of how much I spent. Just as like an idea. That way, I'll know next time how much I should, or how much I make. That way, I can keep an idea of how much I should spend. And I don't know how successful it's going to be. All I know is that whatever is leftover stock, I will be advertising, and we'll put out like a Google interest form or something, and I will reach out to people if they want stuff. Once again, all I know is that I'm just so excited and happy to just have everything ready to go at this point. or not necessarily ready to go, but it's like, it's finished. It just needs to be printed. And I think my computer's gonna start hating me again. Ay, okay. I don't think I'll end stream early because I really want to finish this for tomorrow's post. I want to make sure the week is nice and full of pretty art to look at. I think from here, I'll just go ahead and take these. Just give very, very ambient light to it. I'm not gonna focus too hard on making it like vibrant or anything. Just giving like some spots of like that. Just again, once again, just for a little bit of definition, you know? Definition is a good thing in art because I said it once on stream. My whole thing about art is that a lot of art is about translation. And these have to communicate very well that these are distinct roots, and I think they look pretty distinct already, but they could be a little bit more is all I'm saying. Just again, just very, very like small splashes of light here and there, because not everything is in shadow. Everything is also constantly like reflecting light off of each other. Yada yada yada, something something physics. I don't know. I never took an art class. Perhaps I should. I would love to if it meant I didn't have to do any essays or math homework or anything. It's like I feel like I was in school for so long. It's like I might as well just not. The Baldur's Gate 3 ambience is very nice. Very glad that we have that going on, except I don't really recognize, or like I sort of remember the song, I just don't know where they play. This does kind of sound like Dreamwalk, though, I will say that. I want to check. Am I right? No, it's Last Shelter. I'm stupid. 3 viewers. Welcome, everyone. I'm pretty sure one of the... Oh, 4 viewers. Okay, now it's 3 viewers minus me. Or now it's 4 viewers minus me, so 3 people. Hello! Welcome! I'm yapping. Renaissance Fair time. I think it's time to talk about the Renaissance Fair now that people are here. The Renaissance Fair outside my house. We went Saturday. It was me, Johnny, 2 co-workers, and one of those co-workers' boyfriend. It was a real fun time. In the area, I think this is actually one of the biggest, Ren fairs, like, just in general, which is really cool to think about. We don't want these to be too blurred because they're, like, closer. So we're gonna do 5. So now we have a pretty good sense of depth. And then, yeah, all of those are separate. So now we gotta blur the grass too. Go with about 6 or 7. Something like that. Now it's coming together. Now it's really coming together. Okay. The last thing that I want to do here is I want to figure out how we're going to actually do like a sort of vignette, essentially. Okay. I think something like this needs to be like very green. I think something like this, right? No, the shape of that is just wrong. Okay, that's more even. That's more even. I don't want it to be too overpowering, and I don't think green's the move here, actually. Just a very, like, neutral, dark gray keep a little bit of warmth, I think. There's ways to mess with like color and everything, but I have no idea how to do that. These, but I honestly don't like messing with them because they kind of they're confusing to me. But I think this should be good. I think the only thing I would really change is I'm gonna go down to the eraser here. I'm just gonna go over very, very lightly. It's kind of like where the sky is supposed to be, right? Because, you know, it's the sky. There shouldn't really be a shadow over the sky. We were trying to figure that out last time, too. It looked like no matter what we did wasn't really working. But it looks like this is better now, honestly. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take that really nice leaf dapple brush, right? Wherever I put it, I don't remember where I put it. I'm sure they have like a nicer one. Let me see. I'd love to see if they have a different one. Just real quick. Type in the word dapple. I think they only have that one. That's okay. That's okay. It's really pretty anyways. So what I want to do is I want to make it, obviously I need to set this to its luminance, and then I'm just gonna like put these big splashes of stuff here, and we're gonna make sure that each one is they're very solid, aren't they? I think I just gotta make it brighter. No, that is an insanely solid thing. Okay. Tone that down a smidge. Oh, but then it doesn't really. That's annoying. Okay. We'll do this. Right? We'll put like these big patches of color. I'm gonna make these in the back smaller, probably, right? So like in the background. Get rid of this one. Actually, I don't like how it's shaped. Oh, the life of an artist. I put 2 dots down and I get upset. And I'm like, it's bad! It sucks! The music is like so relaxing. I'm just here like, it sucks! It's shitty! It looks awful! Okay, let's see. The trick to this brush, I think, is to just use the blur filter, right? And then, free transform. Just kind of like... Right? Like, this is the move. I don't know. I don't know anything about perspective. look how much of it is like just doesn't stay on screen anymore. Try and do that. There we go. Yeah, I think we will decrease the opacity just a bit. And then actually on here, I just noticed that stuff that we attempted in the back is under the shadows, so I gotta... Oh, you know what? This might be an interesting opportunity to create like a more luminant effect. Let's see. Am I just stupid? Yeah, we'll just erase like that whole bunch over the leaves there. Just need to be a little careful about it, like about the eraser spilling over. Yeah, that's just kind of how it looks. Should have been more careful. It's okay. But I think this is looking pretty good so far. I'm definitely liking this more than last week on Thursday, right? Right? Actually, I think... Yeah, we definitely need to keep this high, otherwise it's just not gonna look like it's glowing. So now, I think all we gotta do then is we'll just take this and erase the parts that we don't like too much. Because the weird thing is that it's like super opaque, but I swear it doesn't usually do it like that. So it's weird. Oh. There's a bit of a hard edge there. Good thing I noticed that. That would have bothered me. Okay. I think I like that a little bit better, just with more stuff. And then, from here, what we can do is we can take this same light, do a gradient. This is my favorite shortcut to making like little rays of light. Just take this, add, and free transform again. Or no, not free transform. We can honestly just... This is my favorite little like art hack. Make it like kind of small, kind of short. Not too short though. Yeah. Yo, Natty Nukes. I almost read that as nudes. That would have been interesting. First time chat. Welcome. Hope you enjoyed the yapping and me rambling to myself, because you're gonna get a lot of it, I'll tell you that much. I should have copied this here. Let me grab that real quick. And we just keep doing this over and over again, and it works out so nicely. I think you do need to make sure they're like roughly parallel to each other or something, though. I don't remember. Anyways, nice seeing you here. I do actually enjoy the apps. I mean, that's what art streams are. Another artist who streams Drink Your Vegetable, she does inform me that this is just how it goes. And I'm like, you know what? That works for me. Anyways, I guess I should probably introduce myself. I'm Pigeon Kurt. You can call me Kurt for short. Or Pigeon, I guess. I get that a lot because Pigeon comes first in the username. But I do generally prefer Kurt though. I do art. I do games. We just finished up Hollow Knight, so while I try and figure out which game I want to play next between Pokemon Mystery Dungeon and Subnautica, I am just doing art streams for the time being. So there will be more of this to come for sure. Especially because I have a lot to catch up on. My backlog is so horrendously long at this point. It's kind of become a problem. I'm doing a little series of posters, or prints, I guess, for dryads and just kind of like naturey things of the sort. Because I really enjoy nature and I thought this would be fun. And I'm thinking ahead of me doing like another vending event before I've even done my first one. So you can tell you can tell that I'm hilariously distracted from the things I should arguably be doing. Okay, and then you just take the wonderful Gaussian blur here and you just actually I liked it at 20. 20 was pretty good. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I'm gonna add one more to this to the far end over there though, just because it looks like really unbalanced if I don't. It is gonna be a bit of a long one though, just for the sake of asymmetry is interesting, right? Like that's one of the rules of art. I don't remember. No, it's not that I don't remember. It's I never took an art class. That's the answer here. Who is the girl in this drawing? So far, both dryads that I've drawn, the Hakaranda and the Southern Magnolia, they're not actually like named characters. I just drew them and came up with the designs. This one in particular, however, her name is Agatha. She's an extremely old OC of mine that I never really used a lot, but I did end up giving her a name and everything. She's supposed to be a cherry blossom dryad who fights with a big sword. Very huge Cloud Strife inspiration, if I do say so myself. I've never played Final Fantasy, but I like the fit. Yeah, that is her in a nutshell. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and add the wood grain texture to her skin before I start doing the rendering. I want to finish this tonight, and considering that the background actually didn't take as long as I thought it would, only took me 30 minutes, I think we can get it done tonight, and I don't have to worry about just staying up past stream and going into work with 4 hours of sleep. Because I'm sure I'll get an earful out of my manager and my coworker from that. I've done worse before. We're coming up to about a year of this particular incident that I had working at the Carl's Jr. around here. So my town does this annual thing called Picnic in the Park. It happens around this time. And last year, I couldn't sleep at all, and I had a shift like in the morning-ish. I couldn't sleep at all, and I ended up with like another UTI somehow. I don't know how, but I did, and I was in tears. I was like begging like the person in charge for the shift, like, can you please let me go home early? I cannot be here. I didn't get to go home as early as I'd wanted to, but I did at least. I was distraught that day. It was so sad, but I think this year will go better. I have been in much better health. I am sleeping a lot better too, even. In fact, I'm probably gonna knock out as soon as I finish this, I hope. Set this to multiply, actually, because it's really hard to see otherwise. I like doing the wood grain, even though I don't think it makes too much sense. You don't really get a lot of wood grain on tree bark, but it still makes for a really nice look on the characters, I think. But yeah. Work was funny today. I had told my manager, like, oh, I think it's gonna be, like, really slow in the summer, because I do remember we had, like, a huge slow period last year, and I want to say that it was summertime because during the day it'll reach at like 90 degrees, 100 degrees on rare occasions, and 80 on nice days. And I think what it is that people just don't want to come out of their house when it's like super hot and everything, right? But then when it cools down and suddenly everyone's home from work or wherever they were, it's like, oh, we should all go out for dinner, and that's when the rush starts. Uh, Absolute tragedy. It seemed like for a bit that prediction was going to be right, but today it was hilariously busy at the store. So I get there and I clock in. Right off the bat, I already like forgot my name tag and everything, which was unfortunate. So I had to go like find something, and I couldn't even find where the extra nameplates were. Um, and then we get a bunch of orders. We get those passed out, and then my manager asks me, "Hey, can you like stock the iced tea because nobody made that in the morning? You know, when that's supposed to be made when before the store even opens." So I'm like, "Sure, I'll make it." And I find the thing, and put it aside. I need to go find a bag now with the little spigot in it. And I can't, I don't remember where it is, because for one, I don't usually make the tea in the morning because, you know, it's already supposed to be made. And I'm struggling to find this thing. It's like, okay, it's not in that one lower cabinet. Maybe it's in this other one. Thankfully, I do find it, but by the time I find it, I'm realizing, hey, I'm too short to put this thing in the teapot, I guess, for the lack of a better word. It's not really a pot. It's like really tall with like a spout. And so I'm like, oh, I don't want to walk all the way to get the footstool, right? Because that's all the way in dry storage. Not that it's a long walk, but it's long enough for it to be annoying. So I'm like, okay, I'll just like get the ladder over here, right? So I get the ladder and I climb up and I stick the thing in there. All in the meantime, like customers just keep coming in either in the dine or in the drive-thru, and I'm like, I still haven't made this stupid iced tea. And it literally just got to the point where my manager, like after the rush, she's like, "Don't worry, I'll do it," because it was just a whole thing, and it just kept going and going, and I was just like, how? And I was telling Johnny about this. Johnny is my brother. I was telling Johnny about this, and he was like, "Who opened today?" One of the newer employees. Now, here's the thing. Normally, he doesn't, open. He comes in at 6, and the openers get there at 5:30 to get the store ready to be opened. Because the store actually, like, starts operations at 6. But for some reason, there was only one opener today at 5:30. I don't know why. In fact, that goes against the training videos, because it's required that 2 people enter the store for safety reasons. So I don't even know how that happened to begin with. And then, our restock order had come in, so he had to go put all of that away. And of course, customers are still, like, coming in, because it's like, it's not like huge rushes or anything. It's like steady. It'll be like you finish an order, and you get another order. And because it's only steady and not busy, you don't have enough labor to call more people in when you need it. So it was just like, today was just disastrous all around. But I think the drive-thru time was more or less stable by the end of all like the hectic craziness. The worst part for me personally, somebody ordered a shake in the drive-thru, and I'm like, okay, that's not too bad. There's usually ice cream here by the time I get in. I clock in at like 10 in the morning, and at this point it's maybe 10:30. I look inside the ice cream bin. The ice cream tub is there, but there are no scooped cups of ice cream for the shakes. And I'm like, okay, still not terrible. That's pretty bad, but not terrible just yet. Let me just go get the scoop from the dish rack or something. I look on the dish rack, the drying rack, or whatever. It's not there. And it's like, okay, maybe in the 3-compartment sink, it's in the compartment where we fill it up with sanitizer. It's still not there. And the only other place where it probably could be is the first compartment that is filled to the brim with dirty dishes and other, like, food, like, things that I don't really want to touch. And I'm just, like, in my head the whole time, just, like, it's not that dirty. It's water, soap, and food particles. What's the worst that could be down there? The spoon is honestly, the main thing that I was worried about was that maybe there was just like a kitchen knife in there and I was gonna scrape my finger against it. Um, and finally my manager was like, "Don't worry, I'll go looking for it." It took me 8 minutes to make a shake for this guy at the window because I couldn't find the stupid scoop, but uh, at least we got it eventually. Alright, so now we can actually start properly rendering. Let me save too. God damn, yeah, it's pretty bad. I don't know if you've ever worked fast food before, but it is certainly the experience of a lifetime. I will say, I think I am more fortunate to be in a pretty good location, because, again, I've heard horror stories about other locations with customers who are not as friendly. This one GMIT, general manager in training, she was there at the store, and we're talking back and forth, right? And just telling each other about the experiences that we've had at the stores. She tells me that the store that she came from, there were a lot of just like strange characters. There was this one there was this one person, I think. I'm trying to remember exactly what she said. But basically, their drive-through, they had this pipe that would like not necessarily like leak water in like a drip kind of way, just kind of like there was just water that would trickle out, right? And people would take showers under there, which is kind of funny to think about, but it's like there are customers passing by. So obviously you don't really want that. Then there was this other lady, stripped down to her underwear, started touching herself and was screaming in the store about it. Thankfully, I haven't seen anything that intense yet. The worst thing was the shirtless man screaming racial slurs at the folks behind the counter, which was my second day on the job. And I was so worried that this was like that was how every day was gonna go, but no, it's pretty rare here, thankfully. Yeah, what a silly time to be alive. I got lost in the music for a moment. I love this track so much. I want to learn how to play it. I could probably learn the flute part with the sheet music, because I think it goes a little bit too fast for me to hear out all the notes. I played flute for 6 years in band. It was 2 years in middle. What track is this? This is Bard Dance. It's a really nice one. I don't actually know. I'm not too familiar with a lot of the Bard songs in Baldur's Gate, because when I played as a druid. I didn't pick up any of the instruments either. So I haven't played a bard yet, though. I'd like to make a bard character. I think that might be fun. I just actually have to like plan it out, because that's kind of how I do things. But yeah. I think I could play this. It's been a while since I properly picked up flute, but I've been kind of getting an itch to play it again. It's just flute's not a fun instrument to play by yourself. It's way more fun to play in a band. Things like bass guitar, though, that's something that I've been learning recently. That is way more fun, because at least I can play. I can put the track on next to me and play the whole thing with it. I haven't. I've been pretty bad about practicing lately, but that's kind of because of just how busy everything is. But despite that, tonight when I picked it back up for a little bit, I was able to play this one bass line for a song pretty well, and I'm considering it pretty well because it's pretty fast, actually, and I was struggling a lot. I was hurting my wrist playing it. I was just like, man, like, how am I gonna do this? Just did it, worked it out a little bit tonight, and it actually, I kept up with the tempo pretty good. I was pretty proud of myself. I'm gonna keep doing that. I think what I should be doing is taking advantage of the reminders on my phone and actually maybe using that, just like, hey, I don't know, I get off of work usually around 5. Maybe every time like the clock hits like 9, just practice bass for 30 minutes or something. I don't know. I still need to like find proper exercises to do too, but it's okay. And I'm getting better at muting the strings too, which is good. I was gonna ask, what kind of music like do I like? That is a loaded question, I'm not gonna lie. You would hope that it'd be something like really like simple, like, oh yeah, I like rock, or I like R&B. No, my music taste honestly spans anywhere from... I don't listen to too much EDM anymore, but I've really been loving like punk pop, punk rock, that sort of thing. Really loving My Chemical Romance. I've been listening to a bit of Eagles lately. Haven't been too like I know their songs are like really popular, but I haven't like gone so far to like really explore their entire discography yet. Mostly been listening to Witchy Woman and Victim of Love, Hotel California. I like those ones a lot, actually. I know Hotel California is like, you know, they're literally their most popular track, but I think Witchy Woman is my favorite. I'm not gonna lie. And then aside from that, there's also been like a lot of indie in there. Been enjoying that, so at least it's like vaguely consistent. But then it gets to the point where I am actively listening to like fantasy tavern jigs. It's like, okay, where did this come from? And it's like, yeah, I like this, and then it got even worse when I was actually actively listening to EDM. Maybe I should do that again. And just confuse people and be like, there's like 5 million different genres that you listen to, and I'll be like, yeah. There's a lot. I'd say video game soundtracks too, but sometimes there's not too many of them on Spotify. I like the Baldur's Gate 3 soundtrack though. It's very, very peaceful, very ambient. Is it my favorite video game soundtrack though? No. A lot of those are gonna go towards a lot of Nintendo games. Nintendo makes, or at least in my opinion, they used to make insanely good video game tracks. I love the Mystery Dungeon soundtrack. I think it's perfect. I love Mario and Luigi. And the main series Pokemon games, especially like in the DS era, those were peak. Those were some good stuff. Understandable. I like some Bardcore. Not sure if it's quite the same, but yeah, some are jammy. Yeah, exactly. I'm not huge on the Bardcore covers. Like, okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm very, very picky with the instrumental on Bardcore, I guess, covers for pop songs. Because a lot of them feel empty, and I'm trying to say that in like a very I don't want it to sound mean, because, you know, I can't compose, so it's like, oh, it's not one of those like, oh, well, I'd like to see you do, I think I could do better. It's not that. It's, some of them just sound like they're lacking, the rest of the band, I guess I should say. Because, surprise, every little goddamn instrument does kind of count towards something in the band, and when you only have like the lute and the percussion, it's a smidge empty. I won't lie. But there's some really good ones out there. Cullen Vance, his covers of For the Dancing and the Dreaming, Soldier Poet King, Dancing in the Moonlight. There was another one. Fireflies, he's got quite a few, actually. Those are insanely good. He's probably, like, one of my favorite ones, just for, like, the instrumental alone. What's his name? Cole McGuinness, I think? I really love, like his work too. Again, fantastic instrument work. I think that's really hard to pull off. And the thing with both of them, actually, they play the instruments live. And I know that's not a luxury that all of us can afford, but it's like, it's something that really, like, brings, like, these covers and bardcore tracks way more to life than a lot of the other ones out there. That's why I'm, like, kind of picky with it. It's like, okay, well, you gotta bring a little something more to the table. I think that's always been my thing with covers. You can have like really good vocals, but if your instrumentation at the end of the day just doesn't sound good, it kind of ruins the cover. And again, not always an easy thing to get a hold of, like instrumental versions of songs, but you know, it does, I think, like impact it a lot. Anna Pantsu. She is another person who does like song covers. She doesn't do too much fantasy, but when she does, I like am absolutely in love with it so much. She released a cover for The Dancing and the Dreaming a few days ago, and I've been like on the edge of my seat, like please put this on Spotify. It's so good. If it's not going on Spotify, I'm gonna look for the audio on TikTok and I'm gonna make little inspired art out of it at this point, because it's like, you cannot just not release this. It's such a cute cover. I should probably like drink some water. I can feel like my mouth getting a little bit dry. My mouth gets like so dry at Carl's Jr. just because I have to take so many orders. Let's see. I'm gonna drink this. Alright. So that's one part of the shadows done. I swear rendering takes so long, but I think I could do this within 3 hours. Or within the stream's time frame. I hope I can. I don't want to go to work sleep deprived tomorrow, but I have a release schedule to keep up with. Anyways, no, I think that's too saturated. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna tone it back. I'm gonna make it darker too. That's what I want. Something color theory, something once again. I never took an art class before, so I have no idea what I'm doing. Johnny, my brother, has told me before, because he's an actual art major, that I should try experimenting with colors that aren't of the native palette. But I'm just here like, I usually save that for, when I'm working with something with really harsh environmental lighting. And this one's going to have it. It's just, I'm going to save all of, like, the fun colors for the lighting itself, not so much the shadows. Because I think the shadows make sense to be, like, very, like, natural to the palette that's already there. Alright. The other thing I like to do with my shadows, I like to saturate them and darken them. I think it makes it look way more vibrant, way more, I think it makes it look a lot prettier. I always say this when I talk about shadows. Hello, Biba! Oh my god, lovely to see you. Did you see well, I sent it to you, so I know you saw. The stickers are done. I finally went ahead and color corrected them too, which is good. They're, how should I say this? It's as good as it'll get. I hate CMYK so much. Thank you, Biba, thank you. But I hate CMYK so much. It is so stupid difficult to work with if you primarily do stuff in RGB, because it's like, what is this? I have had to, like, dull out so much of the color just to make sure there's not too much ink bleed, just to make sure there are spots that aren't literally just black. because that's the thing with like physical art stuff, right? CMYK is a subtractive color mixing medium. So like you can only really get things darker and not really lighter. It's like it's really hard to get things lighter. Whereas RGB is additive, so it's really easy to just get like a whole range of colors with RGB. CMYK is not the case. So even though the CMYK version looks good on computer, it still doesn't mean that it's going to translate well to print. And I was so worried that it was going to take me so long to get it just right. But they actually look really good. I actually have the samples in here. I'm not going to take it out because it's kind of a hassle to move this box around, but I'm so excited. I'm going to order them probably after stream, actually. I'm going to have to see how that's going to go, but yeah, I can't wait. I really seriously cannot wait. Get this colored in too. Anyways, I did try asking on Twitter and Blue Sky to see if people were interested. No one seemed to want a sticker sheet, which is fine, you know, they don't have to, but it's just like, huh, alright. I thought, because I know there's a couple of people who follow me who are also into D&D, so I thought maybe like those people might want to pick some up and share it with their friends. But, you know, I'm not going to worry too much about that, because that does mean I don't have to spend as much printing them. The plan is 12 and 12. 12 of each sheet, making for a total of 24, so that way I can get a sheet, you can get a sheet, and I'll have 10 left over to sell at the table, and I hope to God I can get this spot in. I don't want to have to wait for August to do Art Walk. I'm so ready already. Like, I've been wanting to do this all year. And speaking of, because my art vending table is effectively ready to go, I just have to get things ordered. The commissions are also coming back. If you like the art, that is the best way to support me, because I don't really like do much on Twitch anyways. Like you can throw I effectively just don't do much on Twitch. That's what I was getting at. Point being, though, I am excited to get that going. Not that I'm really expecting there to be like a lot of people wanting to commission me, because I think that's just how it goes. But it's really exciting to think about, considering it's been a while since I've had them open anyways. I've had them closed since about the start of the year. I only took one commission because I forgot to update my Instagram bio about that. So whoopsies, but other than that, I am so excited. I have like a bunch of new rules and everything, because now that I've had experience commissioning, it's like, okay, well, I know like all of this now about X, Y, and Z, so it's like, okay, yeah, so I can actually like, I don't know what word I'm trying to look for here. I guess protect myself better as an artist, which is really exciting. I am implementing the whole secret password thing, because I think it'll be really funny. Like you get a little like scammer, right? And it's just like, hi, I'm looking to commission you. Okay, yeah, what character are you wanting me to draw? I want you to draw this character. Okay, sure. What kind of art do you want? I would just want like full body, yada yada yada. Okay. What's the password? The what? The password, the secret password, to prove that you read the rules and that you're not a scammer. You know where to find the password, right? Like, I just think that'll be like a really, really funny interaction. And I think it's a good thing for stuff. I'm gonna experiment with it. And if I'm finding that it's working, I'm gonna, like, tweet, I'll make a post about it, like, hey artists, if you want like a better way to protect yourself, I've been doing this and it has been working hilarious wonders on the things. Hopefully, I hope to God that password thing works, because if not, it's gonna be real tragic. The password will not be available in the commission rules themselves. You're gonna have to click to a Google Drive link, which has an elaborated on set of rules and guidelines, essentially. It's not like that complicated. It's not like obscenely like outlandish and be like, oh, you need to do this and you need to do this. It's just like, hey, just like if you needed any clarification or if you had any further questions, these are the answers to those questions. And the password is at the very end of the Google Doc. The Google Doc can be accessed through my website, pigeoncard.co, whatever domain it was, I don't know. I would plug it, but I'm lazy. Maybe I should just plug it. Should I not be lazy? It pays to not be lazy. I'll plug my stupid website. pigeoncur.card.co. Right here. If anyone, I guess, also wanted to check it out. It links to my other socials too, which is pretty neat. But yeah. Permissions are not officially open yet, but the rules are there for anyone who wants to check them out beforehand. I don't know, I'm just happy and excited. Let's see, how am I gonna render the hair? Because I know I can't just, like... I'm gonna do something like that, I think. So that way just has a little bit more, like, interesting texture to it. And not just, like, the straight lines, right? I think that makes enough sense. But yeah. Commissions are coming back. I will say, even if I don't have a lot of, like, online buyers, I did make an announcement on Monday to my D&D group at the game store that I work at. That's my cooler job. I did make an announcement. It does seem like a lot of my players are interested in having their characters drawn, which is really cool. One of my players even suggested, like, hey, do you think you'd be able to, like, draw my character in, like, a thing, and then, like, we can put that character on, like an acrylic stand as a miniature? And I'm like, that is actually such a goated idea. I need to look into that. Because I hope that kind of thing is possible, because I've never done it, like, really done it before, like that. He asked because I do have my keychains, but the thing is that a tiny acrylic stand is very different from, I don't even know how many inches it is. Like, it's like a 3-inch, 4-inch keychain, something like that. So, pretty different, and I don't know how that's gonna go, but, really, like, fun idea regardless. Like, actually having miniatures that look like your character, oh man, sign me up. I'm gonna have to see if that's a thing. If not, what I'm willing to bet, we had a new player yesterday, drove an hour out to play D&D with a bunch of strangers. Already a goated man. But here's the crazy thing too. He does woodworking, and he makes his own dice, and he makes his own dice trays. So it's like, dude, you wanna make some custom stuff for the store? Like, holy shit, I think I'm gonna order a custom dice set for him, because I was thinking about it. The stupid little art Sona that I have, the little, red dragon draconic sorcerer tiefling, that little piece of shit, she needs her own dice set, I think, if I'm gonna be a dungeon master. Because I've just been using the dice set that I consider, like, Ares dice set, and that's fine and all, right? But it's like, Ares, not the DM. I am. I should have a dice set that represents me. You know, something egotistical like that. So, I'm gonna talk to him about it and see what his prices are, which is really, really exciting. Oh my god, there's just been, like, it's just been, like, exciting thing after exciting thing after exciting thing. It's a little overwhelming, but it's really cool regardless. I'm pumped. Oh yeah, I should talk about Monday's one-shot as well. Monday's one-shot was the one based off of Hotel California, which, my players really, thought the reference was funny. And I'm like, thank you. Let's see. It was really fun, to nearly sacrifice one of the NPCs. I was considering just doing like the full sacrifice on him, but it was just like, now let me give my players like a proper chance to like get this right. So they did end up saving him. The cult was a bunch of cannibals who believed consuming the flesh of people who were like young and in their prime would let them live forever. That was funny. Let's see, this is starting to become a little bit less cohesive and consistent. I need to lock in this texture. I should probably look up a tutorial for this, like rendering this style of hair. But I think when I get to the highlights, it's gonna properly come together. But yeah, it went really well. One of my players even said like that this was his favorite like so far, which I think is really cool. And I think I've been doing some pretty good bangers. I'm trying to decide what I want my next one to be about. I either want it to be like a mild, soft continuation to the Hotel California one, or just picks up in the town that I said that the players were going to anyways, or I think a haunted house would be insanely funny. But here's like the twist on the haunted house. So, you guys ever think about like horror exists in a very different way in the D&D world, especially if it was horror media, right? Right? Like you live in imagine like fantasy was like the reality, right? And it'd be like, well, obviously I know like this is a ghost, or obviously it's this kind of monster. Like it's all known already for the most part. There's not really a lot of like non-believers, because you know vampires are real, you know ghosts are real, you know mimics are real, you know demons are real, and so on and so forth. What if there's just this guy who's insanely like stubborn about it, and he's like, nope, ghosts aren't real, my house definitely not haunted. That ancient artifact that I that little monument that I tore down to build my shed on, it means absolutely nothing. The goddesses, not real. I think that would be one of the funniest things to throw at my players. Just this really hardcore, I don't believe in this paranormal bullshit, except the paranormal bullshit is happening in a fantasy world. So I think that would be really funny. I'll give him like something like insanely ridiculous to believe in too, just so he sounds even crazier. Just imagining like, yeah, can I make an Arcana check to see like if this place really is haunted? Yeah, go ahead. Okay, I got a 13. Yeah, this is the most haunted house you've ever seen. This house is so haunted, you're almost sure that you could walk through the wall because the house itself is a ghost. Just something insanely stupid like that I think would make for a really funny D&D session. So we'll have to see. Regardless, I think it'll be fun. I think it'll get my players pulling hair out of their skulls properly. Speaking of, on Monday, to go back to Monday's one shot, I made an attack roll against one of my players, right, for the encounter, and the attack hits, I roll damage, and I'm like, okay, you take 8 damage. He's like, 8? And I'm like, okay, fine, 5. And the guy next to him looks at a sheet, it's like, yeah, 8 would have, like, knocked him down, like, and I'm like, yeah, I figured from that reaction, right? And it's like, yada, 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 and we're both like, talking, like, back and forth about it, and then suddenly he goes, like, yeah, I'm made out of organic metal, right? And I'm like, organic metal? Like, that's not a thing. He's like, it is too a thing. And I'm like, no, the fuck it isn't. Like, there's a reason why druids cannot wear metal armor. And we're just going back and forth about, like, what organic metal is. It's, like, once again, just not a thing. And at that point, I was just like, you know what? Fuck you. 8 damage. So he goes down. It wasn't really too much of a penalty, though. Once it got to a certain NPC's turn, the guy who was getting sacrificed, because he got freed out of that. I did let him. I did let the NPC use his action to bring the player back to 1 HP. So, no harm, no foul. Uh, like he didn't even make one death save, or death saving throw. I just brought him back, so that's what it was. I like messing with my players at this point. But the group has gotten like pretty comfortable with messing around and everything, which is really funny to see. But it's these kinds of things that really make the D&D sessions on Monday like all the more fun. Sometimes I think about it, it's like, man, I gotta work, I gotta be social today. But then I get there and it's like, oh, this is hilarious. This is great. I'm having the time of my life. And it's gotten a little bit less like that. Now it's like I really look forward to like coming in every Monday and I'm like, here's the new stupid shenanigans that I have planned. No, I gotta add Danica to the backlog too before I forget about her completely. She was the Dragonborn park ranger at Draconic Sanctuary and Preserve. Like, I want to draw her. I think she's got like a really fun like character in a sense. I guess for the lack of a better word. I don't know. Speaking of backlog stuff, I just have so much to talk about right now. Kinda crazy. Biba, if you are still there, allow me to creep my cast for a moment. Me and Johnny one night were talking, and I was like, you know what would be an insanely fun idea for both of us to do? Me and Johnny. Like, you know how there's like a huge trend on like blind boxes or blind bags recently? We thought it would be really fun. Like, you know how they do like the creepy grab bag stories for like the short horror stories and everything? What if we did a creepy blind bag? And I thought that would be like creepy blind bag art concept, I guess, because like it's not like we actually can't make them. It's not like we actually can make them. I'm losing it, don't lose it. But we can draw them, is what I'm saying. We can design them. So I came up with like a bunch of like Creepcast sort of, I guess, original characters in a sense. So there's Mr. Wellers, there's Eat Me Like a Bug Guy, there's the 7 sisters, as in like the 7 women in the audience who watch the show that they always say as a joke. And then there's Jacoby from that one thing. I think figures 5 and 6 might just be of Wendigoon and Meat Canyon themselves. Because I can't really think of anything else. I had said something. I had like a really full, nice, cohesive list that one night, and I completely forgot it. Like, it's so sad, because it was so good too. You know, I bet if I looked through, like, the episode list, I would, like, remember what I had said. But I wrote down those ones at least, and, and obviously with, like, blind bags too, there's always the secret figure and everything, that people always try to get. So, I think what I said for that one, oh, thank you, Biba. I forget what I said for the secret one, but I think I wanted it to be, like, Wendigoon. Like, if you remember from, like, the Creepcast meme video, there was that one person who photoshopped Meat Canyon over Wendigoon's wife in the wedding photo. I think I said something like that would be really funny, as the secret figure. Yeah. Exactly. I thought that would be funny, and so I know I want to finish up a little Pride drawing first because it's Pride Month. I should probably do something for that. I meant to. I just didn't realize that June was literally around the corner, and now we're in the middle of June. So I'm scrambling to get that one done, and then I have like the Devil's Trinity group shot too that I gotta do, but I'm not too worried about doing that one anytime soon because that one's not really like on a deadline or anything. It's like I already missed like all of Mermay. I can't be missing Pride Month too. That's all it is. This, what is that color? Where is this? Oh. There we go. But yeah, I'm excited to make the creepy blind bag. I'll also have like Johnny posted on the subreddit. Johnny, like, it's funny. I'm like, I post on Twitter and Blue Sky, and Johnny posts on Blue Sky, Instagram, and Reddit. Like, he doesn't use Twitter, and I'm just, it's just funny. Like, he'll make fun of me, like, oh, you're a Twitter user sometimes, right? Like, on rare occasions he'll say that. And I get to make fun of him for being a Reddit user. Yeah. Let's see, what else? What else is there to talk about? Oh, yeah. I completely forgot. I got sidetracked by all the other things happening in my life, because there's unfortunately a lot. Or maybe it's fortunately there's a lot. I don't know. Depends on how you look at it, I guess. But Ren Fair on Saturday. That was super fun. Oh my god, I'm so glad I went. It's nice too because we got there much earlier than we did last year. So we actually got to see way more things going on. Like we actually got to see people do a little sword fighting. I watched a jester walk on a tightrope and then ride a unicycle. There were some music performances, and there was a huge jousting tournament at 4. Like, they were actually on horseback, with the pole arms and the lances, and their swords. I'm glad the fair was fun. It was so fun. I was having the time of my life walking around. The best part too, that tail that I made for cosplay, that is actually so fun to puppeteer around. Like, just moving my hand and having the tail like move with it. Or like making it wag a little just by like wiggling the string. That was so fun. It did break. It did break at some point during the day, which was terrible. Because it was just held together with hot glue and dreams. But yeah, thankfully it's like easy fix. I can get that like fixed up, no problem whatsoever. But it was just like, man, that is unfortunate that it happened like during the whole thing itself, and it finally broke again like at the very end, like when we got home. It was so funny. One of my friends, they were just there, and they were like, I'm so sorry, I'm gonna sound really apologetic right now. My mom, when she was here, told me that there was a trough full of ice water, because it was extremely hot that day. It was... I got a severe headache, like a migraine, just walking around in the heat like that. And me and Johnny were just like, how could you keep that information away from us? And they were just like, I forgot! We weren't actually that mad. Probably wouldn't have dumped my head in the ice trough anyways, because I was cosplaying Aerie that day, and when I cosplay Aerie, I do have to keep my hair short, so that ends up getting put into a bun, and I had the horns on. So I couldn't really do that even if I wanted to. So it was just like, man. But it was really funny though. The jousting tournament, so here was a really cool thing. So the way it worked for them was, so there was the Green Knight who was the good guy, right? And then there was the Black and Red Knight who's the bad guy. And they're fighting and everything. And finally, the Red Knight, he overpowers the Green Knight and he kills him in cold blood, right? And there was also this kid who was running around in the arena, tripped and ate shit, and lied down on the floor the entire time. That kid was committed to the bit. The Green Knight's squire, his friend, he shouts like, no! And he runs up to the Red Knight, starts fighting him, and kills him and avenges his friend. And finally, he walks up to this lady who's like sort of in a booth there, and he brings her out to the middle of the arena. He goes on the mic, and he goes, I have a very special announcement to make. Turns off his mic. and gets down on one knee for this lady and proposed right there. And I'm just like, that is so cute. That is so unbelievably adorable. Like, just imagine, just even aside from the fact that it was probably all scripted, he wins a jousting tournament that he wasn't even, like, competing in. He was just avenging his buddy, right? And then he decides to propose to his girlfriend in the middle of the arena. That is so good. That is so cute. I am actually like God. That is my perfect idea of a proposal right there. The only thing is that he should have proposed with like the sword in his hand instead of a ring, but even still, it's like, oh my god, that is the cutest thing ever. Just, I loved it so much. And it was really cool too. I doubt that they were using real swords, but man, when they were like parrying each other, it was insane because occasionally you would just see like an actual spark fly off the blade. It's like, this is so cool. So I had an insane amount of fun. On Saturday. It was great. Just clean up that outline a little bit. But yeah, God, I cannot wait to go again next year. Next year I'm gonna try and come up with like a better cosplay to do, I think. I think that'll be good. And I bought a cloak too. I have a DM cloak now. I'll post a picture or something somewhere tomorrow, just be like, look at me. I'll probably bring the cloak tomorrow too, just to prank my manager. Be like, I'm here to order a burger, and I have like the hood pulled over my face. I'm like hunched over and everything, except it probably would be more menacing looking if I was taller. Once again, I'm a 5'2" certified tiny person. Alright. Okay. From here, I need to grab the color of the filter and probably save my progress. Man, we're getting pretty far. We actually should be able to finish this tonight, no problem whatsoever. I think the only thing maybe is I wanted to add some bushes up here. Yeah, because it is, but it'll get in the way of the... why is this so tough? I hate art! I love art. I love drawing. I'm just a silly little guy with my tablet. Yeah, no, that's fine. Grab that. Turn this back on. I'll probably blur that out. That's actually a bit, like, rough looking over there. Let's see. Let's do it like this. Put this up there. Grab this, layer fill, this, canvas. You know how it goes. I want to be able to, like, finish, like, 6 art pieces a week again. I miss doing that. Or not 6, but, like, I guess 4 or 5, something like that. Because I feel like I just haven't been able to be, be, like, as productive as I want to be as of late. But I don't know. I'm gonna drop the shadow a little bit more on her just because she's supposed to be way more in focus. So we're gonna go to 50 instead of 70, and her surroundings can be made darker than she is, which is fine. Oh, I also gotta add a shadow, like, beneath her too. Yeah, I could do that real quick. So we're gonna take this, set it to multiply, just gingerly, like, oh my god, the brush buffers, they're not happy. Do something like that. I should do like a Ren Fair haul thing too. That would be good. I won't show off like everything, but I'll show off like one of my favorite things that I bought actually. I'm gonna hope that it's gonna be okay for me to put on Twitch because it is a smidge NSFW, but it's like so tiny. I don't even think the camera's gonna be able to like pick up on it. Let's see. There she is. But there was this little booth with like a bunch of like crystal stuff. You know me, I'm a bit of a crystal girly myself. It's a little mushroom in the shape of a busty woman, and she's quite caked up. I don't think this is big enough for Twitch to really care, and neither is it clear enough. But yeah, I have a little booty shroom now. She's gonna go right there under my camera for the time being. But yeah, and then I got my manager a gift too, because initially Johnny was supposed to work on Saturday, but she ended up giving him the day off, and as a thank you, I was like, you know, I'm gonna get you something at the Ren Fair. So I got her, at the same tent, I got her this little crystal burger. It's so cute. She was so happy, like, getting it today. And I was just like, oh, of course! Like, thank you for giving Johnny the day off. Like, this is great. I'm gonna make sure that stays under her, actually. If I just put it on the layer under, I don't have to worry about, like, erasing stuff. I love being lazy. Just lazy enough. I still like doing, like, all of this. And just take away some opacity to give it, to not make it too jarring. I like how this looks so far. Let's see. Next up is going to be highlights. So first is the only thing I keep on the native palette. We're actually gonna finish this quite soon. I'm probably gonna have to grab something else for my iPad to work on. Unless I had something here that I needed to work on. I don't remember. The Airy and Lilac one, though, for Pride, that one's still in the sketching phase. I'm not sure if I really want to sketch on the stream. Or maybe I should. No, but then I can't work on it at work. Yeah. I'll get one of my ready-made, sketches uploaded since this is, like, super close to being finished. And then I think I'll try to erase more of, like, the shadow over the sky, because it really just shouldn't be like that, I think. My foot is itchy. Or not like my foot, but like my ankle. Whack. Medibang is not letting me. Tab. I don't know why it doesn't let me do that sometimes. Sometimes Medibang just doesn't want to let me use the keyboard hotkeys, like, at all, and I'm just like, but then why are they there? It's whatever. Oh no, it's just not letting me, like, switch colors at all. Oh, Jesus. Okay, well, at least we're saving it, right? Okay, yeah, so it's saved now. That still isn't working. But these hotkeys are, so it just hasn't been it just won't let me switch the colors, which is stupid. Okay, give me 1 second. Well, let me turn that back on. Or no, I know what I can work on. So I'm not too sure if I'm happy about the Devil's Trinity one yet. I think we can work on my new profile picture because, it has been a bit already, hasn't it? I should probably have a new one at this point. Alright, let's Let's get highlights going. I'm excited. I think this is gonna be like a really, really pretty piece. Which is nice because Agatha was there in the old art tier list stream, and you know she does definitely deserve a bit of a redraw, and I think this is like the perfect redraw for her. Like she's in her environment, she's looking real smooth and sneaky. Cause she is supposed to be like a fighter rogue multi-class in my head. Not that I think it works out, because there's no way you can like within the rules of D&D sneak with a weapon this big. But I think it's really funny, and like this, like sneaking up on someone with like a huge buster sword. Like, come on, you should just let me do that because it's funny. And I think somebody actually did make like a homebrew class for like big weapon wielding for rogues. And I personally just like the aesthetic of it because it's like, I think it's very silly and goofy, and it just kind of like alleviates a little bit of like the sometimes like hard to grasp edge of the rogue. Something that I had said before in my cousin's Discord server. If you have no handle on your edge, you're gonna cut yourself, which is true. Which is true. I think like you can have edgy characters, but you really gotta have like a good grasp of like what you're trying to do with them is the thing. Like I've played edgy characters before, right? I played Light in Cyberpunk Red, or in a game of Cyberpunk Red, and she was like an extremely edgy character. But her whole thing was like survival, and she didn't like to put herself in dangerous situations. She didn't even like to be like around people because she didn't trust them all that well. She let very few people into her personal space. But the whole thing with that too is that that demeanor eventually got like crumbled, because like she ended up getting like to know like a good group of people like really well, and she did enjoy like their company. And it got to the point where she was willing to sacrifice herself so a dad and his daughter could escape the murderous cyber psycho that was chasing us down. Which, again, I don't consider myself to be a particularly strong writer, but I think that build-up was pretty good. I think Blight is one of my favorite characters that I've ever played. So that was really fun. And then we're gonna do the same thing again, just kind of like get in between those initial things that we had. Down. Here's kind of the problem right now. We're losing the wood grain because it's going on top. If I move this layer over here, okay, yeah, it's not too noticeable that it's not within the filter, so we're good. We're good actually. So we can just do as we were doing. And cry when my computer decides that it wants to lag. It's not really my computer. It's a Medibang that just cannot handle how big these drawings get. Every time I open a canvas on my phone, because I'll put Medibang, I put Medibang on my phone, so I like if I need like quick access to a canvas, I just have it right there. At least I never actually draw on it, but every time I get a warning and it's like, opening a file this big may cause the application to crash. It's like, how big are these getting? I think what it is like the reason maybe why I don't feel as productive as I feel like I could be. I think a huge part of it is the fact that my projects are kind of just getting a lot bigger in scope, right? It's no longer that I'm just drawing characters with like really like simple backgrounds. It's like there's poses to worry about, there's composition to worry about. And I'm paying way more attention to the backgrounds now, making them way more involved. And I'm like, I think that's what it is. I think that's I think that's why the art progress has been feeling slower. It's because the art's getting too big. It needs to get smaller again. I need to make more shittier art pieces. I'm kidding. But yeah, it's kind of exciting in a sense. Like, just kind of like getting to that point as an artist where things are just like naturally like getting bigger and more ambitious, which I like. I definitely do like it because I think it just means that my art looks a lot cooler in a sense. But it's just like, man, I cannot keep up with like posting, and I shouldn't have to. I did already express on stream that I probably shouldn't aim to try and post art every day because that is kind of a tall ask. It's like I feel like I could though, but I shouldn't. But I feel like I could, and it's tough. But we'll see. We'll see. If things keep panning out the way that they are, where like the art's just like really like, I guess like large in scope and scale, I guess at that point I'm just gonna have to throw in like some extra content instead of art posting, which is weird to think about. Like, man, like all of that content might really just end up becoming regular content. I don't have a problem with it. It's just I still feel a little awkward sharing my writing, and I still don't have a particularly nice way to record me playing bass, aside from having the audio on my computer and putting my amp right next to my microphone so it picks up. Um, but you know, it it could be good. It could be good. I think it'll be good. I don't need. I need to stop worrying about social media, I think. As should a lot of artists. I know, like, when I posted about, like, the whole, like, business media thing, it was nice to see that there were a lot of people who shared, like, the same, like, sort of view. One guy, Goji Lion, said that he was glad that Discord didn't feel too much like it, and I'm like, yeah, he's right, but I think the thing with Discord is, like, with the change in CEO, we're gonna see, like, way more of it, like, being less of, like, an instant messaging platform and way more of it being a social media platform. Because I love Discord, don't get me wrong, because it's nice just having, like, a way to communicate with people in a really, like, easy way, and have it be so organized and everything. But the whole, like, Discord Nitro thing and, like, the recent, like, push for advertisement on it is just really frustrating. And one change that I actually really disliked, that they made a little bit ago, was the emoji reaction notifications. That was driving me insane. It's like, I don't care that my message got 10 notifications. Yeah, the current changes with Discord are not great. Like, exactly, it's like I wish... It's not that I'm asking, like, hey, stop being ambitious. It's like... It's more of a... know your place. No, not know your place. That still sounds kind of harsh. It's more of a, like... Discord is a messaging platform, not a social media platform. Do not start treating it like a social media platform, because that's not what it was built for, and that's not why people came to it. People came to it because it is a nice, like, messaging service. First of all, it was good for like game chats and everything, and now I understand it's a lot more. But that does not mean that you gotta start treating it like a social media service, because it's not that. Like, that's all it, that's what it is in my head for me. Like, I don't like the changes. Thankfully there is a way to turn off the emoji reaction notifications, because those were stupid. Like, maybe some people like them. I don't. I think it's dumb. At the end of the day, because it's like, I want to respond to people. Like, when I see a notification on Discord, ideally, I should be trying to respond to it. You know, you can't respond to emoji notifications. Or you can't respond to reactions, exactly. Oh, was that the end of the music? I should probably switch to a different track. Okay, what game should I, piggyback off of next? Got an hour left of stream. Let me think. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know. I think we played Animal Crossing music last time on Tuesday, but I don't remember. What's a good game? What is a very, very good game? Maybe let's put the Stardew Valley track on. I want to go back to like playing Stardew Valley so bad because it's so funny. It's just, I'm not good at playing the game by myself at all. Like, I need to do like the multiplayer with it. I find the game to be very overwhelming. Like, why is there like a million chores to do? And why is socializing one of them? That's a bit strong. Like, it should be right, but it shouldn't be like overbearing on too much of it. So let me see. To make this bigger, actually, just do something like that, and then we'll take the smaller one and do this. That's what we want. And then go in and fill in some stuff, make it more even or something. I'll just be too lazy to change it. Yeah, I'll probably just be too lazy to change it. This is like, there's like the whole thing about like people being like too lazy to do art and everything. I feel like most people must think like, oh, artists are like so focused and dedicated to their craft. Meanwhile, I'm just here like screaming like, I hate this, this is stupid, I'm gonna be lazy about it, I don't care about fixing this. I feel like I have some like emotions I need to sort out about art sometimes. But it's kind of funny to just like yell at my art during stream. This is what the process is like. You sit here, and it's just like, this is stupid, this is dumb, why do I have to do all of this? I'm gonna do it anyways. Because I'm in a love-hate relationship. I do love this a lot. This is like fun to me. But it is fun to think that there's some people who think like, oh, it's like they really got it like all figured out. It's like, no, we don't. Half the time I don't even know what I'm doing. Oh yeah, another change to commissions. I should probably mention this. The prices didn't technically increase because nobody was ever ordering like the sketch option anyways. So I just combined the line art option with like the rest of it. So it looks like there's a $5 increase when in reality people were probably gonna spend that $5 anyways to get their stuff inked. So I like that change. Clive was saying that I need to update my prices, like $5 or $10 more, because of the time that it takes. I think on average it takes me like 8 to 9, or no, not 8 to 9, 6 to 9 hours to finish a piece, but that all still depends on like how complicated it is. Yeah. Like this, I kind of forgot how long this took me. I'm not gonna lie. I think I know I worked on this during stream for like a bit, so I'm gonna say that we're probably approaching like 5 or 6 hours, just roughly around the average. I think, but that was like the stuff that was on stream at least, so I know it at least took that. It probably, arguably, took a little bit more, because I had to like sketch and ink, but I don't think sketching took too long. I think I inked on stream actually, so yeah, probably is only gonna take like 6 hours to do. So let's see, let me think. With my old prices, or I guess I can still use the current ones. Let me think. My face is itchy. I wonder if I got bit by a mosquito while I was taking Butters out. Ah! Imagine. Let me think. So this is a full body. It's fully inked, so this is 35. Oh no, not another bot. Hang on. Brown polar bear. Begone you. Man, why can't I remember my own prices? Here, you know what? I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna look at the answers. Ew, horrid. Yeah. Brown polar bear? What was that guy thinking? That's called a grizzly bear! You uncultured! It was a bot anyways. Okay, so 35, 45, and then what kind of background would I say this is? How much would I charge for this background? I would probably say... give it around like a 7. Not super complicated, but also a little bit of depth involved, so 7. So 45 plus... So fucking true. Yeah, exactly. How you gonna sit there and tell me you don't know what a polar bear... like what color a polar bear is? So 45 plus 7 is 52. So that's 52 divided by 6, right? We're gonna say that this took 6 hours, right? That's my clock. 52 divided by 6. Ah, shit. I think I am making under minimum wage, fellas. So that's $8.67 an hour for a total of $52. Like this piece, when I finish it, is going to be I would charge $52 for it with my current prices. So that's $8.67 an hour, which is hilariously below minimum wage here in California. I mean, it could be worse. It could be worse. I still don't think I'm too terribly undercharging myself, right? I don't know. I don't know how this works. Oh, I forgot to color this branch, I just noticed. Oopsies. I don't know. If people think I should raise my prices, I'll raise them. But I'm also just worried that if they're expensive, people just aren't gonna buy anyways, so I'm just like, eh. I think minimum wage in California right now is like 15 something. I don't really remember. I can't wait to tell Clive the news though. Like, hey Clive, turns out I'm making under minimum wage for my art now. Before it used to match minimum wage, but I guess now it doesn't because I take longer. I need to properly time myself for these. Just, I don't remember the sketch taking too long, so it's probably like... I think it's probably closer to 7 hours, honestly, but I'm not too sure. It's okay. Clive's gonna be like yelling at me. I'm gonna like clip this and tell him. You know, I think if I was to offer like, yeah, $52 for something like this, I think that's pretty reasonable though, right? Like, even though it's like under, it's still like yeah, this is definitely worth $52. Like, it just feels right in my head, right? But then it's like I look at like the cost per the wage per hour for it, and it's just like not good. It's definitely like a little mildly concerning, but it's just like I don't know. It's hard to say. I had a lot, like, I had some people say I could probably stand to increase it just a little bit more. Clive was saying I should be costing like, I should be charging people like a few $100s, or not a few $100s, but somewhere closer to $100 for a piece, and I was just like, I'm not sure if my art's worth that much though. And he's like, dude, think about the time you put into it. I'm like, I know. It's just like, it's so hard to think about things from a business perspective. I almost want to stop. I almost want to be like, you know what? If you want free art, just talk to me or something. I probably shouldn't, though. This is just fun for me. I guess it's not like I'm trying to like make a living off of commissions anyway, so I guess it doesn't really matter if it matches minimum wage or not. It is a little embarrassing because I thought it like, oh yeah, it's like perfectly lines up with minimum wage, so this is incredibly reasonable. And now it like doesn't. I'm just like, oops. There we go. It's okay. Probably. Okay, now the question is, how much of the bottom area do I want to highlight? Probably not too much, right? Because it's like the light would be like mostly on her back, so I probably like want to really like just do like this part right here, maybe a little bit right here and here, and then the sword, and probably just leave the rest of that in shadow, right? I don't know. Light is confusing. Alright, then we'll pull out right here with the camera so we can get this spot nice and colored in. Nice, smooth strokes, because if I tried anything longer, the computer will buffer. I hope my manager does not schedule me again for Tuesday morning next week, because it's like, I prefer the 11:30 to 2:30 streams so much more than the late night ones because usually I have work the next day on the Thursday ones, which I'm not complaining about work necessarily, um, but it's like the Tuesday Thursday ones. At least it's like I end in the I end during the daytime and I still have like a good chunk of my day that I get to like look forward to. Um, but the nighttime ones are just a bit like they're a little inconvenient, but I'm still gonna do them because I think 2 streams a week is pretty good. Another thing, Twitch said we can take payouts now from like the money we earn on streams without needing to reach like the 50 limit for the $50 limit for that, which is interesting. I don't know how to do it. I figured that the money was automatically getting put into the bank, but apparently not. And I still don't know how to get the payout, so I've just been here like, well, I don't think it's that much money anyways, it's probably fine. Let's see, I think over here I'm gonna have it be a bit of a different color, and then I'll probably have this not extend all the way because there's a huge part of this arm that shouldn't technically be caught in any bit of sunlight, so let me see, I can't zoom in because it's like, do you see like how rough that looks? Like I like my textures to be like pretty rough at the end of the day, but not like that. So it's like kind of hard to get it to be like what I need it to be. Then I have a little bit right there. A little bit right there. I think that's all for the yellow highlights. What I want to do. Plus the sword. Plus that. And a save, probably. I need to remember to do that more often. I am thankful Medibang doesn't seem to crash on me too much. I've only had it do it, like, twice. Once because it didn't like the file name that I gave it, and every time I tried saving it, it would just crash. The second time, I don't know what happened, but I think it was just my whole computer that ended up borking there. Which was unfortunate, but it is what it is. I think it was while I was working on the Warlock sticker, actually. So, that's kind of funny. Not gonna put too much on the sword, just because, like, it's a pretty dark composition overall. I think we'll add bushes, right? Bushes will look nice. Like, foreground bushes. Very, very foreground bushes. And come up here. The watercolor brush almost never, like, buffers on me because it's a very, like, smooth brush. Alright. Now what I want to do, I want to add some ambient light right here. So we're just going to take this very lightly. Very lightly. In fact, I'm going to put the, I'm just going to do that. And we'll just choose like a couple different spots to do this. Right here, maybe. Maybe like right there. Just to brighten it up a little bit more, not just to make sure that the composition isn't like too dark. Like, dark is good, right? But if everything is dark, it's going to be really hard to see a lot of the details, and that's all it is for me. A little bit on the red here too, I think. Alright. We're making good time. It's only 12. We'll definitely finish this before the end of stream, I think. I might even just end stream early, just for the sake of me not having to wake up at 9:30 or before me having to clock in at 9:30. It was gonna be at 10 today, but then my manager was like, "Hey, can you like do this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I can." It's okay though. Just do something like this. Very like light touches like that. Once again, just to give it a little bit of vibrancy. And I think that's looking good. The next thing that we gotta do now is just leaf dapple stuff, and we can probably just like make up the color again. It's probably around here, I think. That's a smidge too yellow, and there we go. Where is it again? I need to organize my brushes and actually properly finish putting up all of those map brushes that I bought a while ago. No, it's not that one. Where is it? There it is. We're just gonna add our favorite layer blending mode. Oops. Yeah, just take a couple of these, just sprinkle it around. Nothing too overbearing. I'm gonna keep it away from like right here because it makes way more sense if it's like, you know, on the stuff that's like really directly towards like up into the light, right? And blur. Actually, it's probably just better if I just use the filter, right? Oops. Full screen, please. Filter. Gaussian blur. And not 20. We're gonna try 10. And I think 10 is good, and we'll just erase some excess. There we go. And then maybe just tone some of them down. I just really want the, oh boy. Go right there. All it is I want the shape to be there. I'm not too keen on having it be super bright. So, like, that's probably good, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's good. And then from here, we're gonna do foreground bushes because we have time. So let's see. Or actually, I mean, we are gonna do it, just, I need to, let's get our pen going, and let's see. Something like that, I think. Like those, layer. I think rather than use the leaf brushes I've been like kind of like crutching on, I'm gonna do what we did on the back there, and instead I'm gonna take the acrylic and just kind of just kind of make different like layer shapes, right? So different layers of the bush. That's the goal here. It's like this dark spot is one layer, this this gradient is one layer, this gradient is another layer, and then we go in, we go out like this. And that's another layer. And we just keep doing that. And I am going to end up blurring a lot of this out, just so it's not, like, super, like, visible. I don't, again, a lot of this just shouldn't be, like, in focus. And I am just in art lock-in mode. Let's see. Something like this. And then something like that. So we have, like, that distinction, right? So there's, like, multiple stuff now. So now it actually looks like, a little bit more 3D at the very least. That's what we're trying to do. I don't know how any of this works. I just know that it does. Then I guess we'll just add a little bit more definition with like some finer lines, right? Bring that up. And then smooth it out with some stuff like this. We're not going to blur it out just yet. Like, we're just going to like bring this gradient to something a little bit more smooth. Then there we go. That is more or less what we're trying to accomplish. And then we'll do something next to make it more leafy shaped, I guess. Then start a little dot down there like we did for the last one and just kind of bring it out. Here. Something like that. Oh boy. I don't know, it's confusing. I just know that somehow this is going to work out. Go. And then what I want to do is I'm going to take the transparency on this and let's see, we're going to erase some of this stuff to make it look more fuzzy. Honestly, I think using one of these might be kind of cool, so something like, oh, hang on, that's too big, way too big. No. That's gonna make it look fuzzy, but not in the way that we're trying to. We need something way more solid. No. Honestly, the answer is just use the leaf brush. But I'm trying to use it less, because it's like I feel like I rely on it too much, you know? Maybe something like this. No. So we'll go over here. We'll choose one of these. Probably this one. My good old reliable fluffy watercolor brush, because it never fails me. It's kind of failing me right now. this. This is... If I just stay, like, really on the edge of, like, the shape, it turns out way more, like, what I had envisioned. Just have to be really precise with where I'm putting this. It's not easy because I'm, like, a lot of back and forth motion going on right now. And then we'll just... some lines going more inside like that. That's what I want. Yeah, there we go. Like, some more stuff that kind of looks like solid, but, we'll do it on the... no, inside doesn't really work out. But yeah, some stuff like this. Just, again, just kind of skim the edge here. And then we can go in and just make it look more like that. And then I'm gonna pray that blurring this out, this layer, doesn't make us lose too much. I think 10 is good. No, 7. We gotta blur this layer too, just a little bit. We're gonna do it less so we keep the fun textures. And actually let's make these bigger so it actually feels like they're there. So it actually feels like they have a purpose of being there. We'll do it one at a time. Okay. And the last thing would just be the color filter, right? So let's go grab that again. Put that back on, and then layer, multiply. We can set this to 70. No. Put it light too. Okay, we'll make it darker up front, just for the sake of stuff, and then add and a little bit more yellow, and let's get our favorite leaf dapple brush out once more. Where did I put it? There it is. Me always losing my brushes. I want it to be more sprinkled, so a little bit smaller. A little bit smaller. We're gonna make sure we like touch the tops of like each sort of like defined shape. This is where like we're gonna concentrate all of the light is what I'm saying. Then filter once more. Just so they're not like super in focus, we're gonna like turn that down a little bit. And then I think the last thing too, I want a little bit of a like that vignette to be there, so multiply, and that should help it stay a little bit more in focus. It just doesn't look like leaves, so I think then what I need to do is I need to do this, turn these off real quick. What I need to do is I need to take that and I need to kind of like how I do it with the bushes, right? Or with the grass here. So we're just gonna once again relying on this, but a little bit less this time. I think that is an accomplishment in and of itself. I want to use these brushes less because I feel like I rely on them too much, and I think my merit as an artist can't just be measured with how smart I am at, how good I am at using a pre-made brush. I gotta find ways to break it up somehow. Or I gotta find ways to make it more, like, interesting somehow. Which is not easy all the time, but... we find a way. Like right now. We don't have to use this too much. It's not like this is the entire bush shape, and if anything, this is helping, once again, with, like, the whole, like, definition thing that I was talking about. The only thing that's left now is to make sure that it's properly blurred, so, it's not too defined. But not that much, not that much. We want to make sure that we still have some leaf shapes in there. Not 12, 7, 3. I think that's good. And then honestly, that layer can go, I think. This can be much less brighter so that it's not too distracting. The finished piece looks so good. Thank you! Thank you, Viva. I, like, always appreciate that. No, this needs to be pretty high so that it looks dark still. I'm just trying to find a way to get it to, like, be different from the grass. There's already a texture going on there, which helps it a bit. It's a different color, which also helps it a bit. I think that's more or less finished, right? I'm gonna go down here real quick and just kind of decrease this a little bit more, just because there's, like, some spots where it's really like a spotlight is shining through it. Up here I don't mind it too much because it's pretty high up. It makes sense for it to be kind of like that. But, like, over here there was a spot that was bothering me, and then I have to go fix that one too. I need to blur it. What layer is that on? Not that one. It was this one. Okay, there we go. Go back up here. Smooth that out. Alright. And then I think from here, it's not exactly done yet. What I need to do, I need to make sure the sky is not so, like, dark. Because right now it's just, the issue that I am taking with it is that the shadow is on the sky. You cannot cast a shadow over the sky. That's ridiculous. So, we're gonna do my best to carefully erase around it. Probably not too much, just so we keep, like, that vignette effect going on, right? Because, like, that's what I want. So there has to be some shadow, obviously, but, like, this still needs to be pretty bright at the end of the day. And, like, these here too, actually, because there's light shining through them. I could arguably just move that layer up, honestly. I just don't remember if it's, like, clipping on the bush or anything. I think it is, and that's the problem. Then we'll take our blur and smooth, or we'll do it like this. That should fix the unevenness from the eraser a little bit. And I think that's good. The only thing that's kind of bothering me is that these bushes up here are still kind of muddy. So I want to fix that. Those highlights need to stay. This is tough. Let me try something. Ooh! Ooh, I kind of like that. What about a couple of different other blending modes? There might be something we can do here. I think multiply was the best one, right? Because divide's just gonna like mess it up. Burn won't. Well, burn's kind of neat, but it's kind of like multiply. You know what I think I need to do? I need to go down to this particular. There's so much just on the canvas. It's so hard to keep. I need to erase part of that because it is blending in with the other stuff. That's what's happening here. That's the thing that's messing up the separation between like the bush and the grass here. So, where's my soft eraser? Where did I? I'm always losing it. There it is. Oh, I had it selected already. I'm stupid. Yeah. So there we go. Just like erase a good chunk of that, so that way we can see what's going on now. Then we'll just go back in with the blur, so that way we can smooth it out. More or less, and then we can actually even just select that whole thing. Just readjust it so that it's still does that. Deselect and just erase that portion of it real quick. Pretend nothing happened. And then I don't like that this part of the bush is transparent. So I'm gonna see if I can just... I don't think there's any fixing that. It's okay. I think. I hope that people don't yell at me like, oh, this is AI. You can watch me do it on stream. I should be good. I'm gonna fix this one highlight right there on her face, on the left. I think I can take this and just kind of move it down just a little bit. And more like that. And then just gonna patch it up. I think that's looking good. I think this is more or less the finished piece. Man. Yeah, I like how this looks. I don't think this is topping the Magnolia, honestly. Like, I might have tryharded the Southern Magnolia a little bit. I might be a little biased because that is probably my favorite flowering tree. But yeah, let me go ahead and sign this. Where's a good spot for a watermark? I think right. Somewhere where there's like a lot of like tricky stuff where it can't easily be photoshopped, right? Like the focus is right here. We'll do it right there. My customer, one of my players was saying that I need a watermark on my keychains. I'm like, I don't want to put a watermark on my keychains because I think it would just get in the way of the design. Like it just would look like a little tacky. And you know, watermark on a print is like one thing. A watermark on a piece of merchandise is another, in my opinion. And personally, it's like, it's fine if other artists do this, obviously. Personally, I just don't want to do it because it's like, well, now it's just in the way of the design. Nope. Just make that more visible, I think. I don't like that it's a little bit distracting, but... No, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. We'll just put it down there. No one is stealing this. No one would ever steal my art. I think it's not good enough for that. Alright. There we go. As soon as it actually properly saves. Alright. That is the cherry blossom one. I'm personally proud of the sense of depth on this. I think it looks alright. I should probably end stream here so I can actually get a proper amount of sleep before my shift tomorrow, huh? I probably shouldn't just jump into another, thing. We should hang out on VC one of these days. You know what I should do? I should do another OC Smash tier list stream. That's what I've been missing. Or like some sort of OC date night kind of thing. That would be so fun. Like we rank how compatible different OCs would be. I think we should try to figure something out like that, but I think that would be insanely fun. Anyways, so I'll get this will be live tomorrow on Twitter and Blue Sky and Instagram if you happen to follow me there. I would help think of how that would work. Yes, absolutely. It'd be fun too to get like more people involved on like OC date night stuff. I think that would be like really, really funny. Well, like a speed dating thing. That would be really hilarious. Anyways, so this is gonna go. Next stream is gonna be Thursday. We'll be working on more art because I'm still undecided on what game I want to play next. I might even switch it up. I might even say Baldur's Gate. But yeah. Thank you, Biba, and the rest of everyone who did show up today. It always means a lot that people even like stop by for a little bit to see how the thing goes. Lamau. And glad to have people support the channel, support the art, and it's gonna be really fun to have commissions up. Excited to get those stickers as well, and yeah, I'll see you guys Thursday. Have a good night. Love you all as always, and I will see you next time. Bye.